హాయ్ అప్పారావు గారు. టీవీ మ్యూట్ చేస్తున్నా. హోస్ట్ నీదేమన్నా నువ్వు జాయిన్ గా ఇంకొకటి పెరుగుతారు. కూర్చో. ఈ పిల్లలు కూడా ఇది ఓవర్మెన్ బట్ క్లియర్ ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ మైనింగ్ ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్.
బ్రహ్మారెడ్డి సార్.
అప్పారావు గారు.
సార్ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్. అదే బ్రహ్మారెడ్డి సార్ కనిపించట్లేదు, అందుకు కాల్ చేద్దామని.
ఓకే. నీ చిన్న కూర్చోన్నా. నువ్వు పిల్లాడు ఇది మంచి షార్ప్ ఉన్నారు.
మస్తు మెటీరియల్ వచ్చారు. ఎవరంటున్నారు మీరు? ఇమీడియట్ డాక్టర్ కదా. సార్ ధర్మశాల హెడ్ ఆఫీసర్ లో ఉంటాను.
సీతారాం బ్రహ్మారెడ్డి గారు. గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ బ్రహ్మారెడ్డి సార్.
సార్ నమస్తే. సార్ నమస్తే.
నమస్తే సార్.
చాలా రోజులైంది. మోర్ దాన్ 3 months.
అవును సార్. ఇప్పుడు ఎన్నో ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజనీర్స్ వచ్చినాయి అక్కడ.
సార్ బ్రహ్మారెడ్డి సార్. సార్ చెప్పండి సార్. గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్. ఒకసారి అదే మీ స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయండి సార్, చెక్ చేద్దాం. ఓకే సార్, ఒక్క నిమిషం.
రైట్ సైడ్ కెమెరా ఉంటే మరి మీరు అన్నట్టుగా అప్పుడు ఉంటేనేమో గుర్తుపడి అందరు బుక్ స్వెటర్ పెట్టి అందులో ఆ స్వెటర్ లో పెట్టలో లాగుంటారు బయటికి కూడా ఆ దోషం పిలవద్దా? దోషం పిలువ
వాళ్ళ పొద్దు కూడా లేదు.
సార్ వచ్చిందా సార్ నా స్క్రీన్? వచ్చింది సార్.
హలో
సార్ వచ్చింది కదా
సార్. నమస్కారం సార్.
నమస్తే సార్. నమస్తే
సార్. వచ్చింది మీ స్క్రీన్ వచ్చింది సార్. స్క్రీన్ వచ్చింది.
మీ టైం ఉన్నది 6:15
సార్. శ్రీనివాస్ రెడ్డి సార్.
బిగిన్ చేయాలి నేను
సార్. శ్రీనివాస్ రెడ్డి సార్ కొద్దిగా మ్యూట్ చేయండి సార్.
ఓకే
సార్ ఇంకొక 3-4 minutes స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాము.
మ్యూట్ చేయమను. మ్యూట్ ఎట్లా?
శ్రీనివాస్ రెడ్డి గారు గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్.
నమస్తే అన్న. నమస్తే
అన్న గారు. బ్రహ్మట్ సాబ్ నమస్తే. హలో ఆంధ్ర రెడ్డి గారు, హౌ ఆర్ యూ? బ్రహ్మణ.
ఫైన్ అన్న. ఫైన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ వెల్కమ్ అన్న గారు.
ఆల్ ఆర్ గెస్ట్, ఓన్లీ చీఫ్ ఇస్ నాట్ దేర్.
సార్ అమ్నానాయ్ గారు నమస్కారం సార్.
ఆంధ్ర రెడ్డి గారు చైర్మన్ ఆఫ్. నమస్తే శ్రీరామ్ సాబ్.
నమస్తే.
డాక్టర్ రమణానాయక్ చీఫ్ గెస్ట్.
శ్రీనివాస్ రెడ్డి గారు అన్మ్యూట్ కండి. శ్రీనివాస్ రెడ్డి గారు అన్మ్యూట్ కండి. అప్పారావు సాబ్ అన్మ్యూట్ కండి. హ్యాపీ న్యూ ఇయర్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ. నమస్తే సీనన్న, హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, Sirana. How are
Namaste.
you? Happy Pongal, belated greetings.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Fine,
P.R.
fine,
Apparao
sir.
garu, namaskaram. Unmute
Thank
kandi.
you. Same to you, sir. Same to you.
Thank you, Anna garu. Apparao sahab, unmute kandi. P.R. sahab, unmute, please unmute. Unmute kandi. Happy New Year, P.R. garu. Happy New Year, happy Pongal, belated greetings. So we are eagerly waiting for our Chief Guest Brahmad Saab, 5G, 6G and also 7G. We are waiting.
5G, 6G, only 5G has not ఇండియాలో ఇంకా
Dr. Manmohan Singh, Dr.
ఒక
Modi
మైనింగ్
Saab.
లోనే అయింది. ఒక మైనింగ్ గనిలో అయింది.
Yeah, great. Sirana Reddy garu, P. Rao garu, great. First, good topic in mining.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Apparao garu.
Congratulations, P. Rao garu and Sirana Reddy garu for Chairman Hana Secretary Iddarki in this happy new year.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
అప్పుడు
you very
ఫోన్
much.
చేస్తున్నాండి, మేము కూడా చేస్తుంటాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ. రాము సాబ్ అన్మిట్ కండి. రాము గారు అన్మిట్ కండి. సిద్ధం రాము సాబ్ రమాదేవి గారికి నమస్కారాలు. బయట పెట్టు, చాలా బయట ఉంది. ఇది అన్నిట్లో ఉపయోగించి మళ్ళా తీసారు అప్పుడు ఇసుకుంటారా.
ఇప్పుడు అటెండ్ చేసుకోవటం మంచిగా అయిందా చిన్న?
సిద్ధం రాము సాబ్, గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్.
Good evening, sir. Good evening to one and all. Sir, shall we start?
యా,
Okay. Good evening to one and all. It is audible to me. It is audible to all.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Very much.
Thank you for participating in this webinar. On behalf of the Institution of Engineers, Ramagundam Local Center, I invite you all the people to the webinar on the role of technologies in mining industry. Role of technology, 5G technologies in the mining industry, by our Telangana State Center immediate past chairman, Sri Brahma Reddy garu. Very few words I will speak in this topic. The entire topic will be carried out by our Brahma Reddy sir only. Everybody knows that engineering is the application of the science to make the mankind's life easier and happier. Whereas the mining engineering is the application of various engineering sources to extract the material from the nature, from the mother earth, for the creation of tools and tackles to the mankind. Everybody knows before industrialization, mining industry is solely depending upon the manpower to extract the minerals, like our coal, minerals and all the thing. After the industrialization, few machines came to the mining industry, but comparing to other industries, the mining industry manpower is more, and due to the geological condition, all the things, accidents are also more compared to other industries. This communication technology has helped all the industries in achieving the higher productivity and very less accidents. I expect this 5G technology also will help in the mining industry to increase the productivity and minimize the accidents. Thank you, one and all. Now our Honorable Secretary, Sri Sheikh Srinivas Reddy Saab, will introduce our today's speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Apparao garu. Good
Thank you, sir.
evening, dignitaries, esteemed colleagues, and dear participants. It is an honor to welcome you all to this important session on the role of 5G technology in the mining industry. Today, we are privileged to have a distinguished speaker, Engineer B. Brahma Reddy garu, who brings with him a wealth of experience and expertise in the field of advanced technologies, including 5G and its implications across various industries. 5G has the potential to transform mining by providing high-speed, low-latency networks that can handle a massive volume of data generated by LOT devices, sensors, and autonomous equipment in the mining environment. This leap in connectivity will not only improve operational efficiency, but also reduce environmental impacts and enhance worker safety, which are crucial in this sector. Our esteemed speaker, Engineer B. Brahma Reddy Garu, is a chartered engineer and currently serves as the executive director of IEES, which is part of the Pioneer Design Group. He has a remarkable background, particularly in the fields of electronics. His extensive career includes service with the Indian Air Force, where he contributed significantly to radar and communication systems, and leadership roles in various technical and managerial capacities, including his work with Toshiba America and Digitals India. Engineer Reddy Garu expertise extends beyond just technical know-how. He has been instrumental in research and development with notable contributions to 5G technology, wireless networks, and telecommunication innovations. His involvement in national conventions, seminars, and conferences, particularly on cutting-edge topics such as 5G, has made him a thought leader in this field. I am certain that his insights today will offer us a deep understanding of how to address key challenges in the evolving digital life. I sincerely thank all the participants. Session, as it promises to be an Without further delay, let me hand over the session to Engineer Brahma Reddy Garu. We look forward to your address and the stimulating discussions that will follow. Thank you, and over to you, Brahma Reddy sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the kind introduction. Not sure.
Brahma Reddy sir, please share your PPT.
Yeah, I am trying this thing. Why
Okay.
it earlier it came? No?
Okay, great. No issue. No issue.
Yeah, it has come.
Yes, it came, sir.
Okay, right, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to the Ramagundam local center, because in fact my favorite this was opened under my signature only, Ramagundam, on 23rd September 2015 when I was Secretary and Director General. I think, I don't know, it was reopened. I think after a long period it was closed and then reopened. And in fact, I got love for Ramagundam and Kottagudem. They should one day become the best local centers among the local centers in India. I think you started a new year on a very good note, starting a program like this. And I expect many more bigger events like 2-day All India seminar and 1-day seminar and conventions from the local center. Anyway, today's topic is the role of 5G technology in mining industry. First of all, we'll know what is 5G. Actually, what is 5G is only earlier like 4G, 2G, 1G, whatever it was, G's are there, they are all single technology, and only that technology works. One antenna, one base, this thing, one network. But whereas when 5G has come, different technologies are amalgamated into one network, and that kind of network which is designed to connect virtually everyone, everything together, including machines, objects, devices, and make the performance very, very appreciable and more than 100 times far better than the 4G. and also the whole set of networks and the applications are different applications. Like in 4G, we used to use only 4 antennas in the mobile when you concerned, and when you concerned about the base station or the tower, only single antenna is there, which is emitting the radio frequency waves into the space 360 degrees omnidirectionally. But we used to suppose 1,000 connections are there, 1,000 users use the same connection at the same time. The same power signal has been shared by the 1,000. So sometimes a more number of people are on the active. Then we call it a signal is down. We are not getting it. We are not able to make through, or we are not able to hear properly in the mobile. Those all the problems are being solved with the 5G technology. And its speed is normally it was 20 milliseconds when it was 4G technology. Now it has come supposed to be target ideally is 1 millisecond, but as of now in India we are only meeting up to 10 milliseconds. Now why at all 5G needed? What for the 5G? The 4G itself actually in India as of now for the last 4 decades the best communication network is the 4G, and 4G has performed very good. Unless only thing is the speed and the download or upload is very slow. Otherwise, the 4G is the most stable and better network than even previous works. But now the 5G is far more superior to that. But subject also it is associated with its own security concerns and private concerns, which also make this necessary, because every time the consumer or the user wants something more and more, and that is the reason. And the ultra, when you use the 3D video or ultra definition video is required, the bandwidth, additional bandwidth is required, which is not possible with the earlier technologies, which are called 1 to 4G. In the 4G we were using 1 gigahertz to 6 gigahertz, that is known as the sub frequency, and up to 6 only, and further you can't use it because the restriction is there for the network and its other equipment. Now with the 5G networks, the common amalgamation of many networks into one thing, the 5G is able to operate at very high frequency, that is 24 gigahertz, actually 30 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz is known as the millimeter wave technology. Even in that range it is able to operate as of now, and the present thing is only 24 gigahertz to 100 gigahertz range only it is operating. Will come when the spectrum comes, will tell. So the advantage is we are able to virtual reality, augmented reality, which earlier the games which you are playing as very slow, now very fast you can play in the video games, and it is streaming, and it is for industry also. The latency means the time taken for, suppose if I forward a message to you, and you the time what it takes to reach you, that is the latency time, and that is milliseconds nowadays. And that is a need. And also income generation for the network operators is they are under stress with the 4G, and hence they needed some other better network technology. So hence the 5G has been there was a need for the 5G, new revenue opportunities, and also some of the emerging use cases, like now we are talking about autonomous car, and like in mining, when the 4G was there, 4G was not possible to penetrate into the underground. So that is the reason now we are going for the 5G, need for the 5G, and how it has evolved from the, you know all you know, but still I want to refresh you. The first generation, which was just like a telephone, 1G with a protruded one antenna, we were using a single antenna, single transmitter, single receiver, and hence we are able to talk only human to human you could transfer, and that was the early mobile phone. And when that started from 1980s, and to second generation started in after 10 years, 1990s, with a digital voice and a low speed data, that which small voice and small text you could send through the mobile. That was the in 1990s, and with the launching of 3G, the third generation in 2000, and mobile broadband and internet access was very possible, and high speed data was being, of course, it was in kilobytes. Earlier also, if it is, you must have noticed 10 years back, if you have a file of 1 MB, it won't go because you have to split into 10 times and in some KBs and then only forward. And all those KB problem is solved when the 4G technology is launched in 2010, and it became more faster, better. It is actually nothing is a better 3G, and it is based on network, high speed internet, and also streaming up apps. Apps was also possible. The download upload link time was also improved, and with that you are able to see the, actually after the 2010 only you are able to see the cricket matches, or which are down uploaded to the satellite, and from through satellite you are able to see. But you always must have even now noticed in India we are still using 4G. When a cricket match is going on in Australia, the instant score or instant movement will not be received here. It will be delayed by a minute or two. Is the fact. You all know it. But with the 5G in future, of course, the 5G as on today in India, what we are using only 16 times faster than the 4G, because for the lack of exact infrastructure equipment which is related to 5G is not there. We are only adding some modules to the 4G, and then we are using that as a 5G. That part also will be discussed in the later. And with that possible, more consumers are able to connect, and you are able to connect direct to the base station and base station to you through a directional, and there is no collecting information from even 1,000 people are there, all 1,000 are at a time. They operate also. It is meant for 1,000 antennas separately by name of small cell technologies in the base stations. Hence, there is no drop off signal. There is no loss of the signal. Hence, your quality of experience and quality of service is matching in the 5G technology. And now the spectrum, as per the spectrum is concerned, it has got 3 bands, actually 4 bands, low bands, which is below the 1 gigahertz. We have been using radio, shortwave, AM and MW, all these things. If you see, all those are in megahertz. And even in the 2G, 3G also use the megahertz up to 734 megahertz. But with the launch of 4G, we are able to reach up to 6 gigahertz. With now the 5G technology is capable of sharing the spectrum in the mid bands also, 1 gigahertz to 6 gigahertz, also can operate at lower bands at below 1 gigahertz, and also above 24 gigahertz up to 300 gigahertz is the millimeter wave. But as of now, only the equipment or the whatever the products are coming into the market is only capable of meeting up to the 100 gigahertz. This is the spectrum, and license spectrum, shared spectrum, unlicensed spectrum. Those who are below 1 gigahertz is no license is required. That's why recently you must have seen last 2022, the 5G launched in the Geo was the first one to take the auction, highest bid with the 1,50,000 crores, the spectrum. And recently also second bid also was there. And that is how now is going to improve further and further. And the 5G just is having 3 features: enhanced mobile broadband. That means whatever the mobility, high mobility, the moment it can travel 500 kilometers per hour at high mobility, and also it multi gigabytes high peak data rate. That means earlier even 4G was able to only transmit 20 megabytes from one place to the other place. Transmission rate is always only mega. Now you are able to gigabytes per second. For 1 second, you can send 20 gigabytes. It's a very fast and very high, without much loss also is not there. And then ultra reliable low latency communication. That means if you want now autonomous car tomorrow, of course 5G is not able to support the today's autonomous cars because it failed. In the US, they tested it 2 times and they went and hit the divider. It is not able, the speed at which, for the example, the what millisecond we call as 1 millisecond is supposed to be the latency period for 5G. That is the reaction time. If you compare with the humans, you and me, if we drive a car on the road, if something suddenly comes, how much is the time taken by our brain to react? Our brain will react in 290 milliseconds. It will take 90 milliseconds to react. But whereas the system supposed to react within 1 millisecond, the 5G as on date only is able to react up to 5 milliseconds, for which the testing, the autonomous cars have failed, and which they are expecting by 2028 the 6G once comes into the picture, and which is much further 100 times faster than 5G. That means 10,000 times faster than the 4G. Then that will become reality for the autonomous, and even in the days to come in the mining also. So that is known as the ultra reliability feature. And the massive machine type comes. That means now we are, suppose is there one, you are able to connect, your Wi-Fi is there. With the 4G, you are able to connect only one device or 1 or 2 devices. But with this, you can hundreds of devices, and will be 1 million, actually 1 square kilometer. For 1 square kilometer, a 5G can connect 1 million devices together with that to high density. So this is the feature of 5G, because you need to know when we go to the mining, these all this one, and that is I am putting in the words what are the figure to deliver 10,000, 1,000 times higher than what actually earlier in at that time I told megabytes only able to transfer per second, while doing 4G. In 5G you are able to do gigahertz. That means mega and giga 1,000 times is faster. That is the volume of the data for the area. And then 100 times the number of connected. Suppose earlier one device is connected along with the 4G is able to connect, the 5G is able to connect 100 times, means 100 devices. Similarly, it will happen with the 6G will be 10,000 connections. And 100 times higher user data rate. The data rate at which it is transmitting earlier, or suppose let us say 10 seconds. Now it is 100 times less. You divide 10 by 10, 1 by 10th of the second. That is how it happens when you download or upload a link, or you suppose if you are downloading a game, or you're downloading a movie or anything which is up to 20 gigahertz bytes per second can be downloaded with 1 millisecond in the future, and 10 times longer battery life. So suppose now we are using mobile every day, or at least 1.5 days or 2 days. If somebody is regularly using within 1 day, every day you have to charge it. So, but with this, it is 10 times faster. That means in 10 days, you need to charge. So thereby saving the energy, 99.9% it is energy efficient. And also end-to-end latency, that is from one point to the other point, 5 times the earlier it is reduced now. Suppose earlier is 20 milliseconds, now it is 4 milliseconds it is able to do it. So just giving an example only. And major technologies used for this 5G technology, as I said, millimeter wave technology. As of now, it is using up to 100 gigahertz, and the actual its range is 30 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz. You may be thinking that 1 to 6 gigahertz we are using, that is low and mid band, and again higher band we are using from 24 gigahertz for the today's 5G technology. Where the 6 to 24 has gone? You may be asking this question, and that is the frequency which is allotted for satellite communication as well as the military operation. Nobody can enter in that. No commercial this thing can enter in that range of the frequencies. And this is the 4G technology operated 1 gigahertz to 6 gigahertz. And the advantage of this millimeter wave technologies, it is less used by anybody in the market. So it is more available, and also at lower frequency, the much data can be transferred at a lower frequency wave. That is also advantage. And 5G new radio, that is the one which is standard, which has been provided and actually has been invented by the Samsung company, which has brought this 5G new radio, which is being actually augmented to the into the 4G equipment, and they converted into 5G and as the interface and being operated as a 5G technology as of now. That is known as a non-stand alone. We are using in India non-stand alone only. We don't have stand-alone 5G. That means pure 5G is not there. That is the reason it is only 16 times faster today. Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, whatever you are using the 5G phone, it is not at all it's not at all meeting 100 times actual requirement what 5G feature says. And 5G NR, it uses two frequencies, both 6G, the sub-6 means 1 to 6 gigahertz frequency band, and also in the range of millimeter wave technology, 24 to 100 gigahertz frequency band. And now other major technology for 5G to form this 5G is small cell technology. And earlier I said we have one antenna, that antenna takes care of 360 degrees. But it is not unlike that. This is 1-to-1, and these are small cells are being put, like you're putting a box for Wi-Fi. And today in our house, your house, you need your box. In my house, I need box. It may be having a radius of 50 meters or 50 feet, whatever it is. But similar way, the small cell is also further divided in picocell, macro cells, and femtocells. All these three cells are having again 50 feet to 100 feet, 100 feet to 250 feet, 250 to 500 feet, like that. So it is small boxes are being put everywhere, and even government has given authorization for the service providers to put these boxes on each of the electricity pole with the permission of that small one acts as a base station. It needs only 0.5 volts of this one, and even milliamperes. So therefore, the power, that is the reason energy consumption is very less, because unlike now 4G is there, it consumes a lot of electricity power for that. In future, the 5G, if it is totally implemented with the original infrastructure equipment as a standalone, as the power consumption will be 99.99%. It is efficient and reduced. And beamforming, and earlier we were having omnidirectional. It is thrown into the 360 degrees into the airspace. With the beamforming means is a directional from the entire tower to the user. If the user equipment is, we are the user equipment. Suppose we are having a mobile hour, we call as the user equipment, and this user equipment, and directly it receives, directly transmits. So there will not be any interference of other mobile into that. Of course, there are other challenges which to be spoken later, and that is how the beam forming. You can see how the beam is formed. This is the way the signal which is emitted from the pole from one of the small box and directly to the user. This is the form. It means is totally directional into the user. Nobody can share that signal. Hence, there will not be any drop of signal. The call drop will not be there. And that means your whatever quality of service is being delivered is being received as a quality of experience. And in case of 4G, the quality of service and quality of experience is not matched, because what the loss and other things, you are able to, your performance, the quality of experience is only 50% or 40% or 50%. But with this, you will get, it is, that's what we said, reliable. So 99.999% it is reliable. That means 100% it is, you are going to receive the signal. There will not be any disturbance or any drop in the signal. That is the antenna used for that. Major technologies in 5G. Other is mobile edge computing. This brings the cloud computing closer to the user physically. And this is has another two advantages. One is its reduced distance decreases the latency period, and second, by keeping just the required data nearer the user, it also reduces the amount of data that the server has to handle, which also speeds things up. Like earlier, we are having a 10 kilometers away a tower, and we are suppose as you are going away from the tower, the signal gets weak and you are unable to get your call properly or get through it. And now, whereas it is not like that. So very close, you suppose you cross the one small cell base station, next immediately within 500 meters it is available. So that other one will take over the reason. So there will not be any drop of signal, and the quality of service and quality of experience will be matched. And what is the antenna used is earlier, we were earlier in 4G also, this MIMO is used. Before 4G, it was SISO, means single input, single output. And now this is multi input, multi output. Means at a time, number of inputs and number of outputs could happen even in the 4G technology, but they are not appreciable and can't meet the speed of the 5G. In the 5G, the massive multi user MIMO technology, that is multi-input, multi-output antennas are being used, and it enables the network also one more number of antennas for one signal tower, and thus ensuring larger and faster transmission of the data. And 5G antenna, that's what MIMO, which I spoke earlier, and it looks like this. These are the small cells. You see, there is a 5G written on each box. This is one tower is there. In one tower, suppose 1,000 users are there, 1,000 boxes will be there. So it is catered to each and one to one. And what are the advantages of the 5G technology? Is very high speed. That means unlike the 2G, 4G and all that, if you take those devices, contrary to all those things, 5G technology makes the very simpler and download just in few milliseconds. And in addition, the global gaming market also benefited from this technology, and the user can access up to 20 gigabytes per second of the internet. And latency, which we were talking earlier, also very important. And this is the great role is being played by the latency period in the mining, and is simpler to handle other than the cutting edge technologies, and like artificial intelligence, the IoT, the virtual reality, and another important advantage of 5G technology are these are the, and additionally it makes browser, when you browse it is very easy and improves the user experience, that is the quality of experience. And also bandwidth, the data may be transmitted smoothly with increased bandwidth, improving device connectivity and user experience by enabling seamless switching between wireless Wi-Fi devices, cellular devices, and other enhances the, and also it enhances the performance of these devices. And this is another advantage of 5G technology. And additionally, if there are, suppose sometimes there are only few towers are there, and the customer needs some bandwidth at that time, and this 5G, because of the small cell technology, the bandwidth will increase and the efficiency will be 100%. And what are the disadvantages of 5G technology? One is limited coverage, because as I was speaking of millimeter wave technology, we call as lambda is equal to inversely proportional to frequency. If suppose your frequency goes up, your bandwidth comes down. That's why we have to use more number of antennas. Even at the pole also you are using like for now, we were using 4G mobile. For example, it was having only four antennas in the four corners of our user mobile. But now when the 5G mobile comes, depending upon the functions and the number of applications you are going to use, it varies from 16 antennas to 256 antennas. That means if suppose you have to, and you need, suppose applications for 256 antennas, that means 256 divided by 16, how much it comes? I think with the four antennas, if you divide, it is 64 times is the increase in radiation. Do you agree that? And it increases by that 64 times, and at the same time, and you need to keep the space compactness of the mobile by the manufacturer, and at the same time you should see that the radiation also restricted to the what the four antennas were being earlier is being emitted. Same quantum and amount of radiation should be restricted, and for all that a special material and a special antennas are used to bring it back into the same range of the this one. And also even actually it is much the 5G technology, as it is very high frequency, the penetration of the wave into our skin or the body is 0.41%. 0.14 millimeter actually. Millimeter, it is the can only level it can go into the skin. Whereas when you are using 4G, 3G, all those things, 1 millimeter inside it can penetrate. So earlier it was more and more skin allergy or heating of skin or eye irritation. All those things were there with the people had apprehensions on that the 5G will give more radiation, but in fact, because of its higher frequencies and higher technology and the sophisticated antenna, they are able to make it even 0.41 level. So therefore, the radiation, the penetration is very less comparative to 60% less than the what it was. So hence there is no this thing, and that has been now proved in research and clinically also. And then weak uploads speeds. So when earlier there was whenever upload is there, though it has download is very speed. When comparative to download and upload are not equal in 5G technology. For example, if you are in Hyderabad, if you are downloading here, your download is suppose let us say 5 milliseconds. And when your upload will not be 5 milliseconds, it may be 10 seconds. Like that, you go to Vijayawada and do it. In Vijayawada, download speeds may be 15 milliseconds and the upload may be 25 milliseconds. So it varies for reason, place, and also all this, and that is not uniform. That is one the greater drawback of 5G technology. And also battery damages. Another limitation of 5G technology, it weakens the cellular device by draining the battery and reducing its lifespan. Like as we said, the battery life increases 10 times, but the cell instrument life goes down by 10 times. Earlier, you purchase a mobile, it unless you don't drop it and break it, it runs for 5-6 years. So, but now it is not the situation. And I think every 2.5 years, you need to change the instrument. That is in a practical way. That is the practical problem. That is another one disadvantage. Another is interference with the airport and flight operations. And during several airlines, including or Air India also, they canceled their flights to US in the year recently, last year, 2024, January. Our telecom carriers attempted to roll out 5G services according to US aviation authorities. Technology's interference with aircraft operations was one of the main causes. That means when you are putting more and more antennas or so small cells devices nearby, they're having a cell interference nearby, inter cell interference. So that was the cause at that time. So that is, of course, now this drawback was there last 1 year. And recently, the Koreans have developed that is also going to be overcome, and this disadvantage is now reduced to some extent. And cyber security risk. Another negative aspect of 5G technology is that it makes cyber security more vulnerable to hackers, and very easily it can be hacked. And you will not come to know even by the time it is so fast the system download or upload. The lack of encryption during connection also makes 5G enabled devices more accessible target for cyber attacks and data theft. And what is 5G in mining now? And 5G technology, actually, it has the potential to transform the mining industry. First thing is it improves the security, efficiency, and automation in spite of other disadvantages above we have discussed. And 5G's high data speeds, low latency, and reliability also makes it an ideal for mining operations that require real-time analysis and decision making. And Huawei is the leading company in the world, the Chinese company, which is manufacturing all these most of the base stations and other things in the world. And 5G connectivity is capable of supporting more than 10,000 underground sensors. When you put 10,000 sensors, it is able to take care of those things and capable of operating them and having even within a single one mine and enabling the monitoring of the roof bed separation every 10 meters and environmental parameters every 50 meters. So the performance of mining equipment is very appreciable. And what are the applications in mining? You can see the 5G application, the rise of autonomous vehicles, and here and the real-time monitoring and data analysis, remote controlled drilling rigs, smart ventilation control, and communication and collaboration. That is another issue. And it is all it is one. First is the rise of autonomous vehicles are by far the most advanced innovations in the mining industry that has the potential to improve the safety and efficiency of the workers in the mines. And however, the main game player here will be the high bandwidth and low latency, which is provided with 5G. That's why 5G is very suitable to the mining. As you can in the mine also, you can put small cell technology, then which is a small. We can carry even each one. Worker can carry one small technology every day, and that is how the autonomous vehicles and equipment can be operated efficiently and safely inside in the mining environments with a high speed network. With a robust network and infrastructure, mining companies can deploy autonomous vehicles and unmanned drones and other remote controlled machinery by using the 5G technology to operate in the hazardous or inaccessible areas as the deep you dig into the mine, it becomes inaccessible. So those areas also it can penetrate the signal, and this improves the worker safety and also increases the and by reducing the manual labor requirement, and also real-time monitoring and data analysis. And in that, it is known as the dig deeper and the monitoring. And another major application of 5G in mining is the real-time condition monitoring that optimizes the uptime and improves safety in the mines. Mining operations generate vast amounts of data, including information from sensors, equipment, and geological surveys. Analyzing large database in real time becomes more feasible with high-speed networks. High-speed networks enable real-time networks and real-time data monitoring and so on that they optimize the operational efficiency and implement preventive maintenance strategies can be implemented by the supervisor. Add thrill to drill and remote controlled drilling rigs. So remote controlled drilling is faster and than manual methods, resulting in an impressive 60% boost in productivity. And due to the necessity of multiple connections on a single vehicle and the high bandwidth demands for video streaming, strong network connectivity is consistently required for remote drilling. 5G in mining emerges as an ideal connectivity solution for enabling remote drilling due to its compatibility with the licensed and unlicensed spectrum, high uplinking speed, and very low latency. This is licensees, which earlier we were seeing shared licensing in 1 to 6 gigahertz. Above 6 gigahertz is the needs a license, and that is how government has sold the spectrum. And anything below 1 gigahertz is known as the unlicensed spectrum. The smart ventilation and control or automated ventilation is powered by the 5G, and automation becomes pervasive in all mining operation areas. including the ventilation systems. And thus the automatic implementation of the ventilation technology has brought about significant benefits in both terms of control and monitoring of the various components such as fans, lowers, and ventilation doors. And automated ventilation systems are also reliant on a secure connection with high bandwidth and low latency for fast and real-time transmission. And another application connection matters, that is communication and collaboration in mining operations. A diverse range of professionals such as geologists, engineers, managers, and contractors play integral roles. The smooth flow of communication and collaboration among these teams and locations is greatly facilitated by the high-speed networks, and these networks enable seamless video conferencing, file sharing, and real-time communication tools, which enhance the efficiency of decision-making, project management, and troubleshooting. Additionally, miners must maintain with the advent of this 5G technology and its implementation in the mining industry, high-speed network connections, unimpeded video calls are made possible, allowing miners to feel close to home even while being physically distant. The more the automation, the lesser will be the environmental impact. The integration of 5G into mining operations is a highly consequential, and particularly with the increasing automation and need for real-time monitoring, the development holds the immense significance not only for the organizations involved, but also for the environment and the well-being of the workers as it enhances their safety. The widespread adoption of high-speed networks has the potential to address the ongoing challenges in the mining industry and completely transform the way mining is approached. That is our next part. We'll go to challenges in the mining industry. What is the mining part of the this one? And one part is one part is the safe or not, the everyday concern. What solution we need to, what is the everyday, so this thing, everyday, whether, did you know that the mining is among the top, actually, 10 most dangerous professions. If I don't know, there is a bureau, US bureau, which did a survey on the labor and they come out with the labor statistics. Labor statistics, and because of those labor statistics, they could find thermal. There were 10 points which are more dangerous, especially being mining being one of the top 10 dangerous profession, and that is thermal stress inside, UV exposure, ultraviolet exposure, chemical hazards, then dust inhalation, and loud noises. And these are some common health risks associated with the working in the mining industry. And the solution, while strict safety legislation and protocol are being implemented, there is still need to come up with solutions that can help drop the fatal rate over time. And as of now, some survey reports said that the automation is automation, this type of risk, health hazards can be minimized. Of course, can't be totally reduced, it can be minimized. And according to a white paper by the World Economic Forum in 2023, up to 1,000 deaths and 44,000 injuries can be prevented over the next 10 years. This would mean reducing fatalities by 10% and injuries by 20%. That is one of the effect that everyday concern. Then the environmental impact, threat to future generation. And mining operations contribute globally approximately 4 to 7% of the total greenhouse gas emissions. And this is an issue that needs to be addressed, not because there is pressure from climate activists, but because of our duty toward protecting the environment and creating a safe space for future generations to come. Therefore, there is a need for sustainable solutions. And thanks to the 5G technology and its automation role, significant reductions in carbon dioxide emissions and energy consumption here can be achieved. And the solution, uh, the adoption of technologies enabling autonomous operations could help lead to an annual decrease in the carbon emissions by 25%. For instance, robots and autonomous vehicles are compact in design compared to traditional manufacturing machines, resulting in lower energy requirements. Further, their operation is much clearer as they do not emit pollutants such as the fumes or smoke. Unlike other machineries, these vehicles can be powered by electricity or utilize hybrid systems, reducing the dependence on fossil fuels. And they, of course, what is required is they need a skilled labor. That's why embracing these technology changes is a daunting task, and they need to, especially for the workers in the mining industry who have spent more than most of their lives engaged in manual labor or other non-automate missions to operation. And this, the introduction of the robots, drones, unmanned vehicles, and automated process seems to be it will overwhelm them, and they lack the familiarity with the new challenges in the mining sector, and thus leading to a shortage of adequately skilled staff and capable of operating in a digital mining environment. However, 5G in mining brings a lot of hope for workers, and the solution is to address the challenge. It is most important to approach the situation empathetically. Workers can be provided with comprehensive tutorials and step-by-step training and other device, new familiar with the new devices and utilizing the especially augmented reality and virtual reality. Online media platforms can facilitate the learning process, making it more accessible, and then the workers can be their skills can be at least upgraded and confidently navigate the digital mining landscape. The other one is connecting the people, those home away from home, working in harsh and isolated conditions, can also have profound impact on the person's mental well-being. So, for individuals employed in mines, being away from the home for extended periods can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation. And it is crucial to address these issues and these challenges in the mining industry and provide them with a means to connect with their loved ones and celebrate important life events so that their productivity, overall productivity can be improved or can be enhanced. So we can find a solution for this to tackle this such type of issue. Some mining companies have taken initiatives to offer free telephony and Wi-Fi services on site. However, there is still a need to improve communication options, and those improvement of this communication option can be filled by the 5G technology without doubt. And even when they are thousands of kilometers apart, it will take care of. And also, why it is now significant for industry that is headed toward automation. 5G in mining holds immense potential as it makes automation easier to implement, but facilitates the adoption of new technology and provides crucial support that is much required for this digital revolution in mining. Regardless of the technologies employed, the success of the smart mining relies heavily on reliable wireless connectivity. Unless this communication network is not appreciable one, then there will be loss. So thereby the 5G enabled private cellular network. That means every mine should have its own private network, and thereby there should not be like like we are having a power cut, we have our own generator. Similarly, even the public calls can drop in future, and to overcome that, the mines should have its own private network, and such one network has been put in the north, the Almori minings in the northern side. I think I don't know the state, maybe Assam. And also real-time monitoring and data analysis. This is also another real-time condition, and that optimizes the uptime and improves the safety in mines. Mining operations generate vast amounts of data, including information from sensors, equipment, and geological surveys. Analyzing these data in real time with the high-speed networks will help in taking or identifying some potential safety hazards and predict equipment failures, and also is possible but to optimize the operational efficiency, and also can implement preventive maintenance strategies. The smart ventilation control, automated ventilation control is powered by the 5G. This has become a pervasive in all mining operations areas, including ventilation systems. The implementation of automatic ventilation technology has brought about significant benefits in terms of both control and monitoring of various components such as fans, levers, and ventilation doors. Automated ventilation systems are reliant or secure with high bandwidth and low latency for the fast and real-time data transmission. And connection matters, that is communication and collaboration is also very, very important. And however, achieving all these positive changes relies heavily on the availability, and these challenges can be met, and see that the all those hazards which we have discussed earlier can be overcome. And now let us see how I was talking about. Just I want to show you the how the you see the lines. The 4G lines are 360 degrees. That means 4G single antenna is emitting single output. That is how this is an industrial installation, an urban location in an industrial area. And you can see the 5G where it is connected to each unit, and that is how the public whatever network is there, that will be linked to the private network. Similarly in mines also it can be done, and that is how mines are requiring a private network of their own. And this of course I should have starting itself with the part of the 5G itself, how radio network and all. I'm not going because I don't know what is the time now and how much time is left. And I take the other one is the most important is whether is there any potential health risk from this 5G. As we were discussing earlier also I told, when the mobile which is having 4 antennas, if needs the more application 256 antennas, then how this thing I told you, as the 5G uses the higher millimeter wave technology, the higher frequencies, higher range of frequencies, the bandwidth will be less, and hence the penetration of the into the body tissues or the skin is 60 times less than the what it is before with the even though less antennas with the 4G and 3G. Now 5G is protecting that, thereby it protects the skin better than the earlier, and hence the penetration level is less. So the radiation effect is not that as equal to as it was earlier. In fact, it is reduced now. The the skin irritation is also reduced, but slightly sometimes if you are talking a longer period, a mobile, and there can be a skin irritation and eye irritation. But of late, the research they have found that the even heart, if you people keep the mobile, where to keep the mobile, you should never keep on body or should not hold in the body. It should be carried in a separate bag. That is what they say. because as you people keep in the front pocket, it is close to the heart. Heart is having, because of the pumping of the blood and whatever it is in the heart's this thing working, it generates electricity, heart electricity. So this mobile, if you take a ECG without before putting this one in the pocket, and you take the after 10 minutes of putting the mobile, there will be a big change in the ECG pattern, because see, the mobile radiation goes and disturbs the heart electricity. And of course, there's not nowhere it is found that is a major, it is not going to stop the heart, this thing, or having any. But in longer run, it can have the impact on this one. Should not carry on body any place, either pocket or in this one, or better you can put a cover and carry, or in the bag, separate bag. That is one of so the overall exposure actually is much below the international guidelines or standards, and hence there is not much health hazards are there in the, because that is one of the most talked topic in the international and many European countries. Now we come, as we were talking, where in India still we are not at, even US and other countries, the developed country, they are using the standalone. That means the pure 5G base stations, whereas we are integrating one module of which I was about to explain, new radio. That new radio module is attached to 4G existing already base station, and then they do the operation. The telcos, they are doing operation, and thereby what is happening, they are reducing the cost of the buying a new equipment of the 5G. This one also, to buy also, it is not available in India, because they have given order to Ericsson company. It takes another 2 years to come the standalone 5G infrastructure equipment. And as of now, government itself permitted Jio and other operators like Airtel and other to operate in tandem with 4G. Though in your mobile scroll comes as a 5G, after some time it goes up to 4G. Even when we are using 4G, sometimes the signal is weak, you find H comes above the signal, or E comes. If you have noticed, that means H means it is going to 3G, and E means 2G. That means though we were using 4G network, sometimes we are operating in 3G network. And that time when you are going for something, downloading something from the internet, it only keep rotating, it never downloads or uploads. That was the reason. And the same thing is happening now, where we are using 5G mobile, but actually it is going back into the number of connections and the active at the same similar time, and it goes back to the 4G, as it is unable to take the load, and then it operates on 4G network. And 5G standalone, now actually there is a very deep into the 5G technology, is called 3GPP, which is the third generation proprietary and privateership, which is under the working, is the standard set by the International Telecom Union. And according, they got some releases, 17, 19 they release, 15, 20 they release, 16. Like that, they have to release up to 21 releases, release 21. Then only this entire, in the second phase only. Now we are in the first phase. Second phase is now started recently. And now they are putting this 5G core network, or the new SANR, means standalone NR, or I simply call in normal terms of the as a layman language, we call it as a pure 5G infrastructure. That is going to take place only by by end of the 2025. I think in India also it is able to fulfill, though they say they have converted into 5G connections of 5 lakhs in India, but they are not standalone connections. There are all those things are subscriptions or connections what were given is a non-stand alone, and that is with the 4G and the NR module. And these are the different how it is connected, and not much importance for this thing. And This is how looks, and still this is the pattern now in the market. 5G network architecture, but 5G and 4G both are together, and 4G is known as evolved package core network. The same core network is used because 5G a core network 5GC 5G core network is not yet manufactured. That is called, we have entered into the agreement with the USA last year, if you remember, June 2023 or 24, I don't remember. Our Modi ji went to US and had agreement for Open RAN, because today, suppose Samsung makes something, Qualcomm makes something, they don't are not compatible, because one you cannot, you have to throw it like any, suppose you buy a shoe from somebody and it fits into you, same number you buy from the other vendor, it doesn't suit, it may be either more or less. So similar way, compatibility is not there here. That compatibility, that's why Open RAN, they've entered with the Americans. They have given orders in India, and once that is there, then any operator one to one. Suppose the entire, like Airtel will not have compatibility with the Jio will not. So in future, everybody will have compatibility. Once the 5G is totally implemented, I think in the when the 6G becomes commercial, the entire world will become a local call. Like US. Now, yes, you can't connect, even now also, we can't call normal call, we can WhatsApp. In future, normal call without normal charges, like what we are talking to Delhi or Kashmir, whatever in our India, the same amount of money with the cost, we will be able to speak to any country in the world. That is going to become a reality. And of course, it is these all not required. And what are the technology challenges? Because we were talking in the one year, lot more number of small base stations are called, small cells are put in the mine. And a mine, then the cell can have its own intercell interference, which can create some disturbance into the macro cell, or whatever, the femto cell or the pico cell or whatever is used. So for that, they need to address proper fiber this thing, because the transmission now what is happening in the poles is not fiberized. We in India only 22% is fiberized of the entire this thing, and whereas in other developed country, Japan, Korea, US, and China, they are 70 to 80% the fiberized. The fiberic cable, that is the fibering of the at the pole itself, the leakage of the signal, those things, data leakage will be there. To control all that, it takes more time in India. Efficient medium access control for dense, more number of dense. In one place, more and more access points are there, more terminals are there, and the throughput means is a bandwidth. The bandwidth is what is allotted is a bandwidth, and throughput is the actual transmission happens. How much is the data pass through? That is known as throughput, and it will be low, and latency will be, and hence once the throughput is low, less is going, the time taken will be more. So hence latency will be more. Hotspots will not be competent to cellular technology to provide this high throughput. Then traffic management, large number of machine-to-machine devices in a cell may cause serious system challenges. We are talking about autonomous vehicle in the inside the mining where it is connected, and this is one challenge that it can act. I was talking about RAN, the RAN challenges that is not compatible, and they will be, once the Open RAN comes into the market, it is compatible with any of the manufacturers, and hence company one company RAN can compatible with the other company RAN. This type of issue can be, challenge can be met. And multiple services, and 5G with a huge task to offer services to heterogeneous networks, technologies, and devices operating in different geographic regions, and challenges of a standardization to provide dynamic, universal, user-centric, and data-rich wireless services to fulfill the high expectation of the people. And infrastructures, the researchers are facing technological challenges of standardization and application of 5G services, because that is what I was saying, that we don't have in India that standardization of 5G standalone equipment, and that is what one that is required, and it takes time. I think by the time that comes to India, 6G also will become in the market. And communication, navigation, and sensing. Though 5G technology has a strong computational power to process the high volume of data coming from different and distinct sources, but it needs a larger infrastructure support, which is a matter of concern. And also normal common challenges is security and privacy. This is also important, especially financial sector, banking sector is concerned. Privacy and security and safety of the the transactions is very, very important. 5G will have to define the uncertainties related to security, especially cyber security, trust, and privacy, which are growing across the globe. And that is how the cyber crimes are day by day is increasing. And legislation of cyber law, a strict cyber law must be there. Otherwise, the frauds will keep on increase with the high speed and the ubiquitous means it is all over available everywhere in the 5G technology. Therefore, the legislation of the cyber law is also an imperative issue, which largely is governmental and political and national as well as international issue in nature. And there is another one, Central Mining Planning and Design Institute, which has made a significant interest in during the 2023 Mobile Congress, and they agreed to all this to have integrate using the cutting edge technologies and 5G, artificial intelligence, drones, especially into coal mining operations and surrounding communities. And these initiatives are part of broader strategy to enhance efficiency, safety, and sustainability of the mining industry. And this happened in the recent Mobile Congress happened in the Delhi in October 2024. And further to promote this application of 5G technology in coal mining, and the Central Mine Planning and Design Institute Limited has initiated two major projects and one establishment of 5G use case test lab specifically for the coal industry, and the implementation of 5G captive non-public network for integrated voice, video, and data communication in open cast coal mines. These processes are currently underway and are expected to facilitate real-time communication and automation within the sector. And you can see here the photograph, the Honorable Union Minister for Coal and Mines, J. Kishan Reddy Garu, has inaugurated a 5G use case test lab at Central Mine Planning on 9th January 2025 in Ranchi. This cutting edge facility also aimed at advancing the coal sector's digital transformation and technological landscape in the mining industry. And 5G use case test lab, it serves as a test bed for the development, testing, and adoption of various 5G based applications tailored to meet the needs of the coal industry. My Ministry of Coal nominated this institute, CMPDI, at the Center of Excellence for establishing all these 5G use case test labs for coal industry to leverage 5G technology very effectively wherever the coal mining are there. And then this use case lab is a lab scale representation of an industry. 5G, that's what I was saying. Everybody should have a private network. Instead of having a public network, they should have their own equipment. They should have their own within the campus, and that will be connected to the public network within the mine. Nobody others can enter, and only they can do it. That is known as the private network, and specifically it is designed only to support the coal mining industry, and that job is given to that Central Mine Planning and Design Institute, and they'll serve as a testing also, and also development of for integrating 5G radio and core technologies with the 5G enabled services, as well as with the edge and cloud computing enterprises, IT and OT applications and equipment. And 5G use case lab for coal industry will become a key pillar supporting the industry for projects and digital transformation journey in the coal industry. And what is the purpose and the key objectives of this 5G test lab? All this the outline the requirements and different innovative use cases, applications in coal mining industry associated with the test lab, testing and development of 5G use cases such as voice, video, and data communication applications, industrial, Internet of Things, sensors for vehicle management, and other applications over the 5G network. So create a scalable replicable model to replicate a real world industry 5G private network setup consisting of 5G radio and core systems that are compatible with the edge or cloud IT and OT applications. And what is the way forward? To explore development of high resolution video and IoT applications, the lab focuses on providing reliable, high speed, low latency wireless connectivity to support mission critical applications in the coal mining sector, such as smart mining, predictive maintenance, and real time monitoring. To explore another point is to explore implementation of next generation advanced use cases like mines digital twin and automated guided vehicles and augmented reality and virtual reality in coal industry to optimize the various fields of operations and productivity. And what are the benefits to coal industry from this 5G? This one by connecting a wide range of IoT applications, including surveillance cameras, sensor integrated machines, predictive maintenance systems, and automated machinery. The coal industry limited will benefit from the real time data exchange, improved decision making, and streamlined operations. The implementation of 5G network by Coal India Limited will significantly enhance the efficiency, safety, and sustainability of its mining operations. The network is a private captive network. The data generated during the operations lies with the Coal India Limited. And to conclude, wireless private networks resolve strategic challenges in the mining industry, such as mine safety, operational efficiency, mission critical use cases, data accuracy, privacy, capacity issue that is bandwidth and the latency. The Indian mining industry is gradually adopting the latest technology, as we have seen the minister launching the 5G use case labs to deploying, integrating a managed modular and customizable wireless private network to ensure that mining sector benefits from next generation innovation. The wireless private networks are the key to the success of mining industrial evolution worldwide, not only in India, worldwide, and enable digitalization of mining use cases such as autonomous haulage systems, drilling system, blast loading, and remote operations which require low latency, less than 20 millisecond, and some other high latency tire pressure sensor applications. The round trip latency between the devices and the applications also measured less than 20 milliseconds. Wireless private networks enables high capacity real-time video surveillance system attached to the autonomous haulage vehicles to upload around 60 megabytes per second data. Considering wireless private networks are deployed dedicated for the customer with the industry grade hardware, the packet drop within the network is less than 0.25%. And reliable and real-time propagation loss modeling play a significant role in the efficient planning, development, and optimization of radio networks in different terrains. Production process efficiency has improved by broader network coverage for assets and devices using fleet management application. Allow workers and miners to spend more time in the field and access process application data remotely hosted in the central facility. And wireless private network meet all the requirements laid by the mining industry, such as operational efficiency, safety, coverage, services availability. And customer service providers or cellular service providers along with their vendor partners are contributing to the wireless private network market in Canada and with innovation and research to help drive revenue. The same model is being also implemented in India. As mining industry continues to face multiple complex challenges from uncertainty across geopolitical landscape to the disruption of digital economy, resulting in increased pressure as productivity and operation needs to improve to capitalize on a digital revolution. Mining companies also would benefit from 5G and be catalyst for the digital transformation, up to 25% in increase in production and 40% in drill operations and up to 20% in energy savings. 5G networks have the potential to provide opportunities to the mining industry, such as automation and remote operation, due to the improved coverage, lower latency, and higher reliability at every stage of its business operations. And I thank you everybody for giving this opportunity and all the participants to patiently listening my talk. Thank you very much. And any questions, sir?
I think there are no questions from participants, sir. Now, anybody? Thank you, Brahma Reddy, sir. Good evening to everyone once again. It is with great pleasure that I present the vote of thanks on behalf of the Institution of Engineers Ramagundam Center. We have just concluded a highly insightful and engaging session on the role of 5G technology in mining industry. Brahma Reddy, sir, after introducing 4G technology, there is a revolution in our Singareni College Company Limited. For example, this SAP has been introduced. With that, lot of clerical work has been avoided, like stores and manpower management. Everything has been automated, sir. Similarly, now women are operating the equipment in underground by staying in surface only. In zinc mines, this technology is being introduced. And similarly, after 5G, the network or the internet has come, 5G, the officers who are engaged in field, they didn't have the time to learn this drafting and all. That has now become easy. And similarly, in underground situations, sometimes fire may occur. So for that also, they remotely the robots and other things can be deployed for quenching the fire. And also in sometimes bad roof conditions exist. In that situation also, the artificial intelligence with 5G technology can be utilized. And firstly, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank to you, sir, and for sharing your in-depth knowledge and expertise on this topic. I would also like to express my appreciation to our respected President Apparao Garu for his initiation and continuous support in organizing such events. A special thank you to all the participants who joined the session, and your engagement and thoughtful added significant value to the discussion. Finally, I would like to express my gratitude to all those behind the scenes who worked to ensure the smooth execution of this video conference. We hope this topic, 5G technology impact on the mining sector, will spark further interest and collaboration among professionals in this field. Let us all work together to explore and adopt innovative solutions that can enhance the efficiency and sustainability of the mining industry. Thank you once again to everyone for your time, participation, and support. Before concluding, sir, I thank you very much, Brahma Reddy, sir, for enlightening all of us on 5G technology. We look forward to your continued involvement in future events. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Brahma Reddy, sir. Thank you for your valuable topic and all the thing. Thank you, sir.
Sir, any Janaganman is there? Janaganman.
Yes, sir. Not that.
And now,
Okay.
national
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind.